Hello. My name is Olivier Wagner. I have been preparing tax returns for Americans living overseas since 2012, and I have a lot of experience with those who want to renounce U.S. citizenship. Today I will discuss the process of renouncing U.S. citizenship in Canada. By way of background, losing U.S. citizenship has to be done voluntarily. It used to be that the U.S. and Canada actually had a strong view against dual citizenship. A few decades ago, the assumption was that if you acquired another citizenship, you did so with the intent of giving up your U.S. citizenship. Now, the burden of proof has almost completely reversed, and if you acquire another citizenship, you need to convince them that you did so with the intent of giving up your U.S. citizenship. That's called a relinquishment. If you can do that, you will get a certificate of nationality, backdated to the day you perform that expatriating act, acquiring a Canadian citizenship in this case. Whether you go for a relinquishment, which is what I just discussed, or whether you give up your U.S. citizenship as of the day of the appointment of the consulate, which would be called a renunciation, there used to be a two-appointment process. The first one, during which the consulate will inform you of the consequences of renouncing U.S. citizenship, and the second one where you would actually renounce U.S. citizenship. In Canada, the two appointments have been collapsed into one. You will attend a single appointment, whereby the first part of the appointment would be to inform you of the consequences of renouncing, and the second part would be the renunciation itself, in which they assess that you understand what you're doing, and you're acting voluntarily. U.S. consulates were closed from March 2020 to August 2020, and this led to a backlog of appointments. Once they reopened, they first started accommodating people who originally had appointments during that time before accepting new appointments. At this time, I would expect the wait time to be about 6 months. The booking process has been centralized through the email found on this screen. You would contact that email to get on that waiting list. They would email you forms. Once you respond, you will get on that waiting list. The centralized approach is intended to achieve consistency in the review and adjudication of applications, and to achieve efficiency in appointment scheduling. During that process, you can choose to get an appointment at a given U.S. consulate, or you can state that you're willing to attend it at any consulate in Canada. If choosing the latter, you will be able to get an appointment earlier, because you could go to the first consulate where the appointment is available. The consulates where you can renounce are located in Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Quebec City, and Halifax. You would file Form 8850 for the year after you renounce. If you are a covered expatriate, you would be subject to the exit tax. The IRC Code Section 877A imposes an exit tax on covered expatriates. The exit tax is essentially a capital gains tax, based on a hypothetical disposition of all your assets, at the fair market value of such assets, on the day before expatriation. The most common way to become a covered expatriate is if you have a net wealth of more than $2 million. You would also be a covered expatriate if you fail to file 5 years of tax returns. There is a dual citizenship exception. Those who qualify only need to file the 5 years of tax returns. They do not need to comply with the first two conditions. The dual citizenship exception applies to people who are born with U.S. citizenship and a foreign citizenship. For instance, somebody born in the U.S. might have dual citizenship, U.S. citizenship because they were born in the U.S., and Canadian citizenship from their parents. They continue to be taxed as a resident of the other country. Have spent less than 10 out of the past 15 years in the U.S. Feel free to email me with any questions and I'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you.